Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sabanson. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. So, yesterday was a pretty interesting day. We did a live about some comments that Stephen A. Smith made. Now, initially, what kicked all of this stuff off was Michael Jordan's agent was at a conference, the Sports Business Journal conference in New York City. I believe it was this week, right? He was there this week. And he was asked to kind of weigh in on the GOAT debate and how he sees it. So when he asked, where does Michael Jordan and LeBron James rank in his all-time rankings, he simply said, I really like LeBron, but I think if Jordan had cherry-picked what teams he wanted to be on and two superstars, he would have won 15 championships. Those were the comments that he made that got everybody talking. To the point where ESPN First Take decided to produce a segment on this, reacting to it. Now, what surprised me the most was that the approach that the panel decided to take, because essentially what happened was they decided to go after David Falk because he later on said that he doesn't have LeBron in his top three. They started to go after him for not having LeBron in his top three, like this guy committed some crime, like as if it's a law somewhere that if you're a basketball fan and you don't have LeBron James in your top three, you don't even deserve to even watch the sport, let alone talk about it. And what surprised me the most was that the person that spearheaded this initiative, or these comments rather, was Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith was the one that was basically scolding people who dared to say that LeBron James is not in their top 10 or not in that top three. And that if you say anything that he's not top five or if he's top 5 or top 10, you don't like it, that's unacceptable. And I'm sitting there listening to this guy. I'm like, what is this all for? David Falk is just giving his opinion. But before we get into Stephen A. Smith's comments, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, PrizePicks. PrizePicks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports with over 10 million members. PrizePicks makes it easy to get real money action on the sports and players you love. You pick more or less on at least 2 for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. For example, this week on PrizePicks, I'm looking at the upcoming NBA schedule and selecting Stephen Curry for more than 29 points and Kevin Durant for more than 27 points and Anthony Davis for more than 12 rebounds and Luka Doncic for more than 8 assists. If you're like me and you like to play it safe, you'll love PrizePicks' new feature, Flex Plays. It's the safest way to play. You can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. Plus, you can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. On top of this, PrizePicks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money as quick as in 15 minutes. So download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on PrizePicks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do now is we're going to play what Stephen A. Smith had to say. It's only about a minute or so segment. And then we're going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to his comments here.
Taking a look at this quote, speaking at Sports Business Journal's conference earlier this week, Michael Jordan's longtime agent, David Falk, said LeBron is probably in his top 10 players of all time and went on to say this, quote, I really like LeBron, but I think if Jordan had cherry-picked what teams he wanted to be on and had 2 other superstars, he would have won 15 championships. Stephen A., your reaction.
He was at a business conference, but obviously the cameras are rolling, microphones are on. I think it was an unnecessary shot at LeBron James. And I also think that it was a bit excessive because LeBron James is one of the top 2 or 3 players in the history of basketball. When people bring up top 5, top 10, now you are getting insulting. There are not 3 players, 4 players in NBA history better than LeBron James. That is a lie, okay? And David Falk knows that.
So you heard what Stephen A. Smith had to say. Here's my issue. Stephen A. Smith is talking like as if his opinion and people that share his opinion is the only valid opinion on the matter. When there are a lot of people that don't have LeBron in their top 5s. Hell, we can think of the most recent one, Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley don't have LeBron in his top 5. He has LeBron James at number 7. He has Kobe Bryant at number 6. So you're meaning to tell me if Stephen A. Smith was sitting on a panel with Charles Barkley, he's saying that because he doesn't share the same viewpoint that he himself holds, therefore Charles Barkley isn't qualified to talk about basketball? Because of what? Because what? You said so? Or because that's the narrative that ESPN has dedicated over a decade to propagating to the masses that, oh, LeBron is top 3? Look, LeBron James is not top 3 to me. At one point, I had LeBron ranked top 4, right? He was in my top 5, but then his antics caused me to remove him out of my top 5. But he was top 4 to me for the longest time. But I just believed that there are players that were better than him. I believed MJ was better than him, and it wasn't up for debate at all. I believe that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar should be ranked ahead of him as well. He should be ranked right behind Michael Jordan. This is just my opinion. I believe that Kobe Bryant should be ranked ahead of him, but I had him number 4. So you're telling me that because I have LeBron behind those guys, I don't know anything about basketball when I can actually sit down and give you reasons as to why? Now, in LeBron fans' minds, the reason for me not having LeBron in the top 3 is because I'm hating. But when they have him in their top 3s or top 2 is because they really thought this through critically. Like as if, no, they have the processing power in their brains to be able to process this issue properly. And if you don't process it the way that they do, or you don't even have the basic capacity to be able to rank NBA players properly. This is how they view things. Like as if they're in their brains, they're correct about it and everybody else is lost. They can't tolerate the fact that there are other opinions out there. It's one of the reasons why whenever they hear comments from people that say, oh, LeBron is not top 5 or whatever it is, they lose their minds. They lose their minds because they believe he must be top 3 or top 2. And in some cases, number 1, which if you think LeBron is the GOAT, I don't even know why we should even, we need to check your brain. So it's okay for you guys to rank him number 2 or number 1, and there's nothing wrong with your brains. But if we rank him outside of the top 3 or outside of the top 5, something is wrong with us. Why? Why? Because we decided so. Because we're the LeBron James fan brigade and we decide what it's going to be. Y'all can take 1,000. Y'all can have a seat. Y'all can have a seat. How about that? I just found it to be crazy that this guy was going after Michael Jordan's agent like as if he commits some crime for daring to not say that LeBron James is in his top 3. That was pretty crazy. So the question to the audience is simply this. Do you think Stephen A. Smith was inbounds or out of bounds for the position that he took? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We'll catch you on the next show. Peace.